I definitely enjoyed Infidel. I liked it better than Men of Iron. There are certain things that are exactly the same, certain things that are better than their counterpart in Men of Iron, and I didn't see anything that was worse than what you find in Men of Iron. So, overall, either the same or better. Of course, my general opinion is that the game is better. For example, I like the fact that the battles have so much mobility. In Men of Iron, you really had many battles in which one of the two sides, the defender, would not move much, would not do much, so much so that even the designer warned you about this in the battle book. Well, here you don't have that. Both sides have a lot of mobility. Of course, the mounted archers of the Muslim player are going to be the protagonists because they're just going to dominate the scene, run everywhere, shower the enemies with arrows from everywhere. And then you have the knights that are interesting in their own way because they're so powerful, but they just are hard to control. Certain ways they become their own worst enemies. So there are challenges on both sides, but again, really the fact that the battle can move around the map so much and you can move your units so much, it's completely refreshing after playing the battles in Men of Iron. It seems to me also that the battles are more different from one another than the battles that you have in Men of Iron. Sometimes I had a little bit of the sense that the battles were very similar to one another. I had a certain feeling of sameness while playing Men of Iron. I do not have it here. There are battles that are based more on reinforcements, battles where everybody's right on the map, battles where terrain is more important, less important, battles that are based on flight points, other battles that are based on victory points, battles like the one on Montgizar that are completely against the odds with a small side that can still manage to do a lot of damage if that side keeps the momentum up. They just play very differently from one another, and I definitely like that variety. One thing that is the same, and I think it may be a problem for many players, is the fact that just like Men of Iron, the battles are not balanced, and I believe that this is because of historical accuracy that the designer was going for. So I know that several players that I talked with about Men of Iron told me that would really bother them was the fact that when you set up a battle of Men of Iron and read the instructions, well, you pretty much know who the winner is going to be, and that usually is exactly what happens. And that is a problem for many players. It's not a problem for me actually, because if I'm playing solitaire, I don't mind, of course, that the side is going to lose. I like the fact that the simulation is accurate because it becomes a good way to study the battle, so who cares about that? If I'm playing face to face, actually I don't mind this because I like the challenge of taking the side that is doomed from start. I like the challenge, and I guess there's just that masochist side in me. But if you didn't like that in Men of Iron, or if you do not like that idea in general, then Infidel may not be the game for you, because you may like everything else in theory, but then when it comes to the battle, and the battle is completely favoring one of the two sides and not the other one, then clearly can become irritating for some players. That is not changed from Men of Iron. Overall, otherwise, it is a game that I enjoy. I think again it is overall better than Men of Iron. The rulebook is clearer, it's more complete, or more clarifications from what you found in Men of Iron. The components are either the same or better. The player rates are definitely better than the player rate in Men of Iron, and it is just a fun game. I think it really achieves what it's trying to do, to give you a tactical game that has a strong sense of history, a strong historical feel. It has a lot of chrome, and yet enough possibilities and options that the players can exploit to make the battle go in different ways. Again, it is an interesting game, and I really enjoyed playing it. Actually, I enjoyed it so much so that now I want to play more games in the medieval setting, and I think I will go back to the French series By the Edge of the Sword, and I'll play some of the games in that series. So stay tuned, and who knows, you may see some reviews of those games too.